Push Past 10 Nation. Come on in, check in, post a message, let us know where you're joining us from. Simone Matthew here. It is great to be back with you on our Push Past 10 platform. As you know, this is the place that we come together to advance the lives of our Dominican and Caribbean brothers and sisters at home in the Caribbean and abroad. I want to say a very special welcome. We had about 350 something new followers in the last few days because fortunately for us, one of our videos has gone viral. So we posted a video about a month ago, and a couple of days ago, someone shared it and everyone just kept sharing it to the point where it got over 12,000 shares and has reached 1 million views. So we are truly grateful because now our reach on Facebook is about 1,400,000 people. So this is an incredible opportunity to continue the work that we're doing to advance the lives of Caribbean people. But this is also the place where we talk about our concerns. So I am sure if you're from Dominica, you've heard the story of the young man who got pretty much assaulted. That is what we're going to call it. He got assaulted by the Dominica police force, by members of the police force of Dominica. And I'm sure you've seen the video, but he's here to seek your support because he has an ongoing legal case right now, and he's looking to seek your support to assist him with his legal fees. So let us go ahead and invite Mr. Maccane in. And Maccane, thank you for joining us. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, and you?
Doing well. So thank you for being here. As we mentioned, you were the guy in the video. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to pull up the video. If there are any children with you, anyone who's watching this program and there are children in the room with you, you may want to have them not look at the video because it is a very short clip, only 20 seconds, but it is unfortunate to see the incident that occurred. So let me play the video real quick.
Rebecca.
Yeah, so Maccane, I'm sorry I have to show it again because I'm sure it is not the most pleasant thing for you to look at. But we want to thank you for being brave enough to come on the program and to tell us who you are. And of course, we invite everyone who's looking to share the program because it is very important that we acknowledge that this cannot be the way law enforcement deals with our citizens in Dominica. But before we get into the video, let us talk about who you are. So tell us your name, where you're from, and a little bit of who you are so we can get a better understanding of you.
Well, my name is Maccane Pacquette. I'm from Grand Bay, Tetlali, and I am a mason. I do many trades. And I went to the Grand Bay secondary school, and basically, I could do anything. I'm a singer. I do agriculture. I have 2 kids. That is about it.
Yeah, so I think it is very important for us to get a general understanding of who you are. So just tell us a little bit about your upbringing, how you grew up. You said you attended school in Granby, but just tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Did you grow up with your mom and dad? Do you have siblings? Because we really want to try to get to know you this evening.
Yes, well, I have two brothers and one sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only my sister is here. My two brothers are abroad, and I raised up with my mom and my grandmother.
Okay. And do you have any passions? I think you mentioned singing, but tell us, what do you enjoy doing? What are your passions? And anything else you would like to share about yourself?
Well, I do enjoy singing. I enjoy doing mason. That is finishing. I do finishing. Uh, uh,
Yeah, and are you currently employed? Do you have a
excuse me?
job? Do you have a job right now?
No, not no,
Okay.
not as no. Yeah.
Okay. And because we want to get an understanding of what life is like for you in Dominica and for young men like you in Dominica with two children and your other responsibilities. When was the last time you had a job?
Um, Around 2 months back.
Okay. Okay. And how easily would you say it is for you to get employment in Dominica?
Well, it kind of does be difficult, but
Yeah.
yeah, it does be a
Yeah.
little difficult.
Yeah. So the last job you had, how long was that job? How long did that job last?
Well, although it hasn't been completed yet,
Okay.
but yeah, through
But
the incident
you're no
and
longer on that project.
yes,
Okay. All right, excellent. Well, thank you for sharing with us. And again, as we talked about before, employed, unemployed, right or wrong, there was absolutely no need for the police to deal with you the way they dealt with you. So I know there's an ongoing case surrounding this matter, and there's certain things you cannot talk about. So we
yes.
just want to hear in terms of what you can talk about. So tell us what was going on that particular day. Why were you in the People's Park? What your day was like on that particular day.
Well, I had to have lunch with my lady
Mm-hmm.
on that day, as I usually do when I finish work, or as I didn't mention, I was doing a course in the college too.
Yeah.
I'm chef.
What is the course?
I'm doing chef snack preparation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. No, that day there, I wasn't really doing anything. I was just standing up and waiting on her,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden, I just see the force just reach on me. Yeah, and they didn't even really ask me no question.
Yeah, because that is what I was going to ask you. I mean, did they ask you a question? Did they
Nope.
see you do something that would cause them to descend on you like that? I mean, it just seems kind of strange that you would just be standing there and then all of a sudden the police just, come and jumps on you. So what do you think invited them to come over to you?
Well, I I wasn't even aware, so I'm not even sure because
So did they say anything to you at all?
only thing they told me is empty my bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing.
Okay. And did you empty your bag?
Yeah, I was emptying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, were you taking too long? Were you not going fast enough for them?
Well, I I was doing it the right way.
Hmm.
It's just they came there with a anger. I don't know.
Right. Now, have you had any other encounters with these particular police officer or police in general in Dominica? Are you a known criminal in Dominica? That's the question I'm asking you.
No,
Right.
that's my first offense.
Okay, okay. So it's not a case where, you are a repeat offender, the police are tired of dealing with you, and they simply lost their cool with you.
Well, that's the first time I fall in the hands of the law like that.
And even if this was not your first time, that does not give the police the right to strike you this many times and to pretty much beat you up. So did they say anything that they were going to arrest you? Did they say anything that you had come?
No,
Wow.
they didn't say anything.
Wow. So it's kind of obvious from what we saw that that wasn't the end of the story, because I can tell that the person that was filming the incident, when he or she saw the police officer turn around, the person shut down the video. So what happened after? I mean, how long did the beating go on?
I couldn't really tell you.
Yeah.
I can't really tell because I wasn't checking time and
You're right. So so
yeah,
so did they take you anywhere after that? What happened after?
they brought me in the headquarters.
Mm-hmm. And did they tell you they were charging you with anything?
Well, they said they was going to charge me. They said they was going to charge me.
Okay. So did they give you a charge?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
But I don't think I'm allowed to say talk
Okay.
about
Okay.
yes.
Okay. But they did charge you with something. So do you have an upcoming case, which is why you're requesting the funds?
Yes.
Okay. And about how much will the case? How much money do you need for that case?
Basically it was to someone um my can I bring my girlfriend
Yes. Yes.
on
Absolutely. What's her name?
okay, Milan St. Johnson.
Melancia.
Yes.
Hi, Melancia. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for supporting Maccane with everything that's going on with him. So, what can you tell us in terms of, and again, we know you can't say everything, but what can you
Mm-hmm.
tell us in terms of how much will his court case be? When is the court case, and everything else surrounding that?
Well, he has two court case matters. So
Okay.
the first one, which is the criminal matter, that one is where the police are taking him to court for the alleged charges that's against him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the other one is the civil matter, which is where he is going to sue the state and the police force of Dominica. So the
Okay.
combined fee that the lawyer has given us in Eastern Caribbean dollars would be roughly around 14,000.
Wow. Okay. 14,000 EC.
Yes, and that's for
Okay.
the to represent us in both the civil and the criminal matter.
Right. So that is quite a bit of money to have to come up with 14,000. Now, do you have, because I'm
Yes.
trying to help you guys to raise the fund. And by the way, I have pinned the link to the GoFundMe page on all the platforms. So this is streaming on about 5 or 6 different platforms right now. We're streaming live. And of course, we will have a lot more people who are going to come back and watch this video. So for anyone who's watching right now, and again, thank you for sharing everybody who's watching right now on the various platforms. And if you come back and watch, wherever you're watching, you will see that there's a link in the comment section, which will take you to the GoFundMe page to show that we cannot accept police brutality as the norm in Dominica. So now, do you have some ideas in terms of when he will go to court on the criminal matter? Are there any dates set right now?
Yes, there's a date set. He has a date set in September.
Okay, so the date is set for September. So that gives
Mhm.
him some time to raise the necessary funds.
Yes,
Okay, well,
but
thank
that
you. Uh-huh.
that court case is the criminal matter. We haven't
Right.
started with the civil matters yet
Okay.
because we cannot move forward with the civil matter as long as we do not have the funds.
Right, right, right. Yeah, so that's some needed help that you need. Now, let me ask you this. As someone who loves McCain, how did you feel about seeing that video? Because I mean, I did not even know him until we got together for this interview, and it broke my
Mhm.
heart because just looking at it, not even knowing him, just knowing he's a human being, and to see
Yep.
the way he was treated, how did you feel?
Um, well, seeing the ending of it, because remember, he was there in the park waiting for me. He had bought my lunch for me that day,
Oh.
and I was actually on the late shift. So the time this happened, it was like after 6 in the night.
Mhm.
So the sun was still up because we're nearing summer, so you're gonna see it like it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it was like a little after 6. And you asked him how long the beating was. I work somewhere where we have to be very vigilant about our time and we are constantly watching the clock.
Mhm.
So I saw him before and after the beating.
Mhm.
I saw him from my workplace because my workplace and the park is separated only by a barbed wire fence.
Mhm.
So you can see either side. And that's what he was doing when I went on my break. When I was
Mhm.
sent to my break by my supervisor, I went to the washroom. I saw him on the other side. He was smiling and laughing at a joke one of the other guys was giving. And then 4 minutes later, when I entered the park, from the time I clocked out to the time I reached the park, it took about 4 minutes. I was met with very hostile, angry officers that were not even willing to answer my questions. They were detaining him and they were not even willing to ask me to answer my questions and, to take me out of the dark and make me know, okay, well, it's something legal we're doing. This is why we're doing it. And, um, I saw him. His eyes were bloodshot.
Mhm.
And then after to go around the park and ask people because I was unsure what happened to go around the park and ask people like what happened and people are telling me they beat him so bad from children 6 7 year olds telling me they beat him so bad like you really need to go and see if he sees a doctor like you guys need to sue because that was bad. And
Mhm.
then me seeing the video, it was just heartbreaking. It really
Right.
was.
And was he offered any medical assistance? Was he offered to take to the hospital to be
No,
evaluated?
no, that happened at approximately 10 past 6 around that time.
Mhm.
Um, I immediately started locating a lawyer because I was like, I can't deal with this situation on my own. I don't even know exactly why they detained him, so I don't even know what to go to the headquarters and say.
Mhm.
So I was like, I need to get, an advocate. And I was given Mr. Ronald Charles's number. When I contacted him, he met me down at the headquarters. He entered the headquarters, I think, about 10 to 9 or around thereabout. And Maccane had still not been seen by a doctor and was being ignored by officers. From him personally telling me what happened, he told me on several occasions he tried to get the attention of the arresting officer and was swatted off and told, "Don't touch them and leave them alone." And do not. And they were tending to their bruised hands, and he was there laying on cold concrete with injuries. It's only he told me it's only after the lawyer had went and requested that he be seen by a medical doctor and one of his immediate family who works within that division. He works within that same division of police, which is our task force. Um, he realized it was his cousin that was in the police custody, and it doesn't make sense to him because he's like, that's not my cousin, that's not the person I knew growing up, and he became concerned. So he started calling patrol cars because they said apparently they couldn't get him to the hospital because there was no patrol car available. And that's 3 hours after the incident has
Yeah,
happened,
that's
but
what
yet
I'm thinking. It's
they
three
brought him
hours.
to the headquarters in a patrol car, but there's no patrol car available to bring him to the hospital, which is
Right.
baffling to me.
Right. And we're joined also by Maccane's mom, Decima. And Decima, I'm going to come to you in a little while, so just stay right where you are. But I just wanted to find out from you, as his girlfriend, what kind of person is he? How long have you guys been together? Is he a violent person? Is he somebody who is likely to resist arrest if the police was simply trying to arrest him? Because from what you're telling us, this is somebody who is not a violent person, who should never have been handled the way he was handled by the police of Dominica. So what type of
I
person
always
is
tell
he?
people, I always tell people, Makin is one of the kindest and most patient people I've ever met. I always tell them in the relationship, I'm the fireball and he's ice. I always tell people that. And he's just, when you meet Maccane, he's just what you would describe as the class clown. He's always laughing, always joking around. When he's around his friends, he doesn't have a lot of friends, but when he is in a group setting, he makes everyone comfortable and at ease. Good with children. He has, I think, five nieces, and he just recently got a nephew. And his brothers actually wanting to make him the godfather. So, um, within his family, he's one of the rocks of his family. Then his grandparents depend on him. He's always at their home, always going to check up on them. He's always going to check up on his mom. Always concerned about his siblings. Always concerned about his family. You know, and he's just a family person. That's just who
Yeah, and,
he
and
is.
somebody who's trying to, earn a decent living so he can take care of
Right,
his two kids and his family.
right.
Right, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Now, Decima, I see that you're in tears, and my heart goes out to you because I'm a mother as well, and I can only imagine what it was like for you to see that video. So our heart goes out to you with regards to what happened to your son. But just tell us how you felt when you saw that video, if you can.
I was screaming a lot. When my son told me from Guadeloupe, my son told me, Mommy, I saw a video like police was beating up Macken. I said to him, Macken, I said, you joking, Macken doesn't be in trouble. Macken doesn't be in trouble. So how come a police will be beating up my son? Then he said, Mommy, hold on, I'm going to send you the video. Because I was not home at the moment. When I came home, I got the message. Then he said, Mommy, hold on, I'm going to send the video for you. And just look at it. So by looking at the video, I not even take my time to look at the video. The first thing I saw, I had to throw my phone down and run outside screaming. Then my neighbors come ask me what happened to me. I was saying like I believe the police beat up my son that way because I never beat up my son that way. Not even his daddy. And to see them beating up my son, I was screaming and yelling. I did not sleep for days. I could not sleep the night. I was walking in my house up and down, crying whole night. My boyfriend told me, baby, come and sleep. I said, I cannot sleep. I cannot resist that kind of thing I see in my eyes because I never beat up my children that way. See the police beating my kids that way. I was
Mm-hmm,
screaming for days. I did not eat for days.
mm-hmm,
But now every day I still cry when I remember the video. Even though I
mm-hmm.
see of it, I will still cry.
Hmm.
I,
And I'm going to
I
ask you the same question I asked. Is it Valencia? What type of son is McCain? What kind of son is he? What kind of person is he?
Mark is a son to himself. Markin likes to play his music. He likes to be by himself. He likes to go on his business by himself. And he's quiet as a
Yes,
lamb. You will not see him
yes,
making like that. He's
yes.
very so that is why I was screaming and his sister was screaming a lot because we know he's such a quiet guy for all that to be happening to him.
And
My
even
son
if my own interaction, even with my own interaction with him, I can tell he's a very respectable young man
all
because
of my
just
kids
from speaking with him, he's very calm, he's very, respectable. So, and whether he was in the wrong, my point is that is not how the police is supposed to relate to a
yeah.
citizen, whether they suspect you of committing a crime or not.
Yeah.
right? So, that is simply not, you cannot be the law enforcement, the judge, and the executioner all in one. Your
Yeah.
role is to, if you suspect him of doing something wrong, your role is to arrest him, take him to
Yeah.
the police station, let him know what he's being charged
But
with. But you
before
cannot just start striking blows on him.
they know he did not do anything wrong, so they tried to get something to. I don't know, but they know he did not do anything wrong because my big girl tells me Mike was sitting on the railing waiting for his girlfriend because he always used to come. Then when me at the people's park waiting for Milan Tavern to go and have lunch, or then he go and pick up the daughter to go home. My
Mhm.
son, Mike, have a lot of respect. All my kids have respect because I raise up my kids by myself.
Yes.
Sons. I raise them up by myself. So they
Mhm.
know how to do. If my son come at my home and see a money there, I say, Mommy, can I have that, please? I will say,
Mhm.
yes, son, but they will not just take my stuff and go with it because I raise them up like that. I do not have a
Mhm.
demand to raise them up with manners and respect. You understand?
Mhm.
So when I
Absolutely.
my son that way, I must cry. Every day I'm crying. My little grandchild say, Mommy, Granny, not to watch the video because you keep crying every day. Not I tell her I must cry. Cry. I cannot
Mhm.
stop crying unless I don't see those people I can get justice for those police. I cannot stop crying. Every day I praying,
Mhm.
I want my son to get justice for those policemen because they get now with too many things in Dominica. I'm tired.
Absolutely.
I cannot keep that one go.
Yeah, and this question is for both you and Maccane, because I think what was more shocking for most of us is to just see how the bystanders were just sitting there like nothing was going on. How do you feel about how people were just sitting there casually going about their lunch or whatever they were doing and not
Yeah.
being concerned with what was happening with him?
Because my friends are from town. Most they are from town. My friend is from Granby. So my friend probably have got much friends from town. So I don't know. Probably known to interact. I don't know. They are afraid of the police. It's one of them.
Mhm. Yeah, McKen, how did you feel about that? Watching people, knowing that people were sitting right there and just no reaction. You could swear nothing was going on behind them. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, how did you feel about the fact that nobody reacted to what was going on with you?
Well, for one, maybe they didn't want to catch the attention of the police, so they would see the pattern of videoing and thing. Because basically, if they had see, they would probably do something about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but my girl can really explain for you because at the moment, I couldn't think of nothing.
Yeah, let me speak to Malencia, is it?
Yes.
Yes, that's a pretty name, by the way. Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
was what are your thoughts on the way people were just sitting casually and just seeing what was going on with him?
Okay, well, the guy that's actually eating his lunch
Hmm.
is my coworker.
Wow.
So there's two reasons why he's not reacting. The first one, he can jeopardize his job because he's literally 10 steps away from his job, where, if he gets in any kind of trouble, it can jeopardize him,
Hmm.
losing his job. The second reason being that's just him personally. That's all he is. He's just a meek, quiet person. He doesn't like to bring much attention to him. And I actually spoke to him after the event, and he told me the main reason why they were acting like that was they did not want the police to realize that they were recording because they didn't want people to record. Because when I came to the park after, I tried to record the officers leaving, and they rushed on me and were like, oh, don't record there, don't record there. And, almost ready to jump on me. I swore one of the police officers were going to fight with me too. But,
Wow.
the way he, lunged on me, like, what you doing? And they don't like people to record. They make you feel like it's an offense in Dominica. And if you don't know the law or you don't have a lawyer, they'll make you feel like that was a criminal act.
Yeah, because I've seen incidents where people are just recording, like, for example, when they found the young girl who was murdered in Portsmouth, Ammo
Right.
News was there far away, just recording the scene. And then she gets a call to tell her to stop recording the incident, and she's like, well,
Right.
what am I doing wrong? Or what
Mm-hmm.
am I doing wrong by simply recording? I am not interfering in the work of the police. I'm not
Right.
interfering in the investigation. So what is this whole thing that Dominicans do not have the right to record anything? You know, they don't want people to record the international airport that is going up. What is this whole idea that Dominicans are not allowed to use videotaping? Is there some laws that are being broken?
There's absolutely no law because I spoke to the lawyer after and I told him I was trying to take a recording, to identify the officers because no one identified themselves to me and no one wanted to speak to me in no way, shape, or form. The lawyer told me I had my full rights within the law of the Commonwealth to record what was going on.
Mhm.
Once no one in the video, like if I posted the video and no one in the video had rejected to it being uploaded or whatever, then I have my full right to do so.
Right.
Especially if I feel like I'm in imminent danger or, my life is at threat.
Mhm. Yeah, and
So
I
I don't
also,
know.
yeah, that is just, some sort of control, trying to control the citizens, and
Mm-hmm.
especially now with Facebook and the internet where stuff can be presented to the world. I think that is the concern,
Right,
that they do not
right.
want to look bad. Well, if you don't want to look bad, maybe you shouldn't be, beating up a young man in the middle of Roseau the
Yeah,
way you did. That is what is
because
making
one
you
of
look
the
bad.
officers, according to my boyfriend, one of the officers when I told him I was the reason why he was arresting him. Your girlfriend was recording, so I'm going to press charges now. That's that's what he quoted and told me the arresting officer told him.
Wow, that is incredible. And of course, we want to talk about the injuries that he sustained. Nisima, give me 1 second. I'm coming to you for your thoughts. And I also want you to tell us about the injuries that he sustained and how he's doing right now. But let's just take a quick minute and thank everyone who's joining us. We see Simone James, Martha Laura, Ernesto Mendoza. Let's see, Royston Francis, thank you for being here. Dale Tulloch, Carrie Hughes, Bradford. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Edith Buganu and Dominique Utherly Vidal, Anthony Simon, Vernie Vache is here. And let's see what Anthony is saying. He's saying, I had a few incidents at certain clubs in Dominica where I was told not to record simply music videos. Simple music videos I tried to shoot. So just some incredible control going on in Dominica. But this one, let me come to you for your thoughts and just in terms of, let me mute. I'm not sure what I'm getting at feedback. Do you have it playing on two different areas? Decima, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Let's move forward. So tell us about the injuries and how he's doing.
My son,
Yes.
my son got a lot of blow in his jaw by his side. He could not eat for days. He's still hurting a little. We had an X-ray going for the jaw, and he had a lump at the back of his head where they like him with the battle stick. He had another lump by his waist side, and I think he had one at the back there. And his back, he had a lot of pain in his back, and he was saying he had a lot of pressure in his head.
Mhm.
So, but we still have a lot of doctors, and his eye. We still have doctors to go to still. We have a lot of things to do still.
Yeah, and of course, going to the doctors is more money that you have to spend.
And we don't have all that money.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? God is good. Justice will come to them.
Because I
Yeah,
called
but
my minister, I called my minister and told him about the situation, and I sent the video for him to see so I could help us, but he never really answered me. He just said, "Oh, I'm sorry for to hear what happened to your son," and that was it. Up till now.
wow, no response pretty much.
And things like this, same government stuff, so probably he don't want to put it 7 minutes.
Hmm. Wow. So let me mute you a little bit because I'm getting a feedback on your mic. Let me come back over to you, Maccane. So how are you feeling when did you finally get medical attention after you were arrested? Because Melancia was telling us that up to 9 o'clock at night, from the 6 o'clock incident, you had not received any medical attention. But before you answer this, when exactly did this happen? Do you remember the dates?
It was June 3rd. June 3rd.
June 3rd?
Yes.
Okay, and you're still in pain as of today?
Yes.
And today is June 26th.
Yes.
Wow, that is incredible.
Sometimes my neck just cramp, like just stay and get hard.
Mm-hmm.
My shoulders was hurt, my back, my waist, my feet, my legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my head, I just get headache and thing.
Right.
Time and time I get headache, serious headache. And my chest and my stomach is always paining me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when did you finally get to see a doctor? So this happened June 3rd, about 6 p.m. at night. When did you finally get to go to the hospital, get some kind of medical treatment after this incident?
Well, it was around 9 after 9, so in the night.
That they finally took you to the hospital?
Yes.
Yeah. That is just incredible. So again, guys, we are here. We are streaming on, let's see, about 5 different platforms right now. And we know a lot of people will come back and watch this video. So we encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. Let everyone know that we are here seeking funding for Maccane Pacquette out of Dominica, who was brutally assaulted by the Dominica police force. And, I think most of us will agree that that is not the way you deal with citizens. And we would love to hear the police officer's side of the story, but we know that is not going to happen, right? So we are saying that, it just seems to be that the police in Dominica is very angry. So if you want, Maccane, you can put Melancia back on, because I want us to talk about, that anger we see coming from the police of Dominica. And Decima, I will come over to you as well if you have some thoughts on that. But Melancia, what do you think about, just the kind of anger you saw in the police officers in Dominica?
That was a very hard question to answer because it really cannot be put into words. Like the officer who was the one who screamed at me and asked me if I was a lawyer. That was the most I got out of one of the officers, was him screaming in my face, what are you doing here? Are you a lawyer? When I was asking what is the reason why he's being arrested, and I was telling them, I came for my lunch. Up till now, you're not even allowing him to give me my lunch. Mm-hmm. Not even knowing in that instance, my lunch was on the floor because my bag was tipped up. His bag was tipped up by the police officers. Mm-hmm. In the scuffle and in everything, it was tipped up.
Mm-hmm. So your lunch was gone?
Yes. And the only thing he could tell me in his rage was if I was a lawyer, and the way his eyes were just bulging, and he was, I don't know, I felt like he was going to attack me for real. That's how I felt in the instance. I was afraid in the instance, but I just had to remain cool.
Mm-hmm. And it is about mutual respect, because the police wants to be respected for their role as police officers.
Right.
But you cannot expect to be respected if you don't respect people first.
Right. And in Dominica, they don't view it that way. They are the law. They've been made to feel like they're the law, and you cannot speak to them. However, you cannot challenge them in no way. And don't get into their business. When they're investigating, they investigate. Leave them investigate. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of attitude they have.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, and I want to thank you for being so supportive and coming on to support Maccane right now. But if you were to speak to the head of the police department, the police in general, Like, what would you encourage them to do to to have a better relationship with Dominicans? Because the way they're behaving, that certainly cannot create for a good relationship. And what I'm hearing from a lot of people, because of the way the police is treating a lot of Dominicans, when they do have a case where they need the public's help, the public is not forthcoming because
No.
there's this tension
Mm-hmm.
between the police and the citizens of Dominica. So
And
if
what it's causing,
yeah,
what it's causing is the real crime, and
yes,
the real criminals are getting away with the crimes
right.
because they're focused on the wrong things, number one. And then they're so brutal, in their investigations or their alleged investigations, um, because a lot of times they have been wrong. It has had instances before where officers have gone to people's homes and, on allegations, and searched their homes from rooftop to the floor, and they found absolutely nothing, and in the process have, beat up people. There was a young guy, I think, from Portsmouth. They beat him to the point where he had fractures and was hospitalized. And he had won a civil case against them. So
Mm,
it's not something that's, new. It's something that they're known for.
mhm.
We always have a thing saying in Dominica, once you see the camouflage uniform, it's trouble.
Wow,
They always say
that's
once you see the camouflage uniform, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to hear you. And then when they do have serious matters of, molestation and people raping children and, mass murdering and all these things, no one wants to come forward. People know, and no one wants to come forward because why?
yeah, because
We just don't trust them.
you
We
don't
don't
have a good
trust them, and we
relationship
don't
with
feel
them.
right. Right.
Yeah,
There's
it
been
is really
instances where I've
heartbreaking.
told police officers, I would never come to you for an issue because what are you going to do about it?
Hmm. Hmm.
I came from a past relationship that had domestic violence in it, and I reported it on several occasions. And an officer went as far to tell me on one occasion that it's your fault. Very good. So when you do these things, no one is going to be willing to help you with your job.
Hmm. Yeah, and
So yeah.
it sounds like there is a need for a lot of training of
Yep.
police officers in Dominica. And we know that these videos that we do here on Push Past 10, they reach many, many different cell phones and laptops. And a lot of people see these videos as they continue to get shared. So we are hoping that the head of the police department will take note and realize that his officers need to be trained in terms of sensitivity training, because this cannot bode for a good relationship between the citizens of Dominica and the police force. And it's a mutual relationship. We
Right.
need them and they need us. So it cannot be that you're manhandling people and then expect them to turn around and be, cordial and be
Right.
cooperative when you need them to.
So
You
true.
know, it's just sad. But let me get your final thoughts as we get ready to wind down. And again, if you're just joining us, we are here to support Maccane Pacquette out of Granby, Dominica, who was pretty much assaulted by the police of Dominica. And we're looking to help him with his criminal and civil case in Dominica. So, whatever platform you're looking at this program, there is a link attached in the comment section where you can click on the link. You can share this link so you can show your support. If you are opposed to police brutality in Dominica, I certainly encourage you to support. So, McKen, your final thoughts as we get ready to wind down, and we truly hope that you will fully recover, because again, if your body is broken, how are you supposed to work and provide for your kids and your family, right? So just your final thoughts as we get ready to go.
Well, right now I cannot do no hard physical work, and because my body the paining a lot.
Yep.
It's, yeah, my jaw just start giving me a little ease up, but too chewing and it does hurt from my jaw to my ears.
Mm.
Yeah, I get really hard blow and thing, especially in my head. Get a lot of blow in my head.
Wow. Well, we wish you a speedy recovery. We want to continue to support you because it's been almost a month now, and to hear that you're still in pain, that means that that beating was quite severe. For a
Yes.
young, strapping looking man like you, who obviously was in great physical health before this, to now come to still be in pain almost a month later, just talks about the brutality that was inflicted upon you. So, on behalf of the Dominica Police Force, even if I don't have any connections with them, I want to apologize to you and let you know that that is not how policing ought to work in Dominica. So, thank you for joining us. And we will continue to share this video to try to get you the support. I will also send you a link to the video via WhatsApp so you can share it as well on Facebook and on WhatsApp to encourage other people to support you. So let me come over to your mom for her final words, and then I want to hear from your girlfriend one more time before we head out. So Disima, your final thoughts as we get ready to wind down. Let me unmute your mic. Is it muted on your end? Because I can't seem to. Yes, there you go. Oh, it's muted again. Try to unmute it. You're good.
It's okay now?
Yes, it's good. Your final thoughts as we get ready to go.
Well, my final thought is I would like my child to get how should I say it? What I
Compensation.
forget. Yes, I want my son to get a good help so we could take the police officers to court. That would be the first time that would be happening in our country because the police getting away with everything. And I would not want them to get away with that one. I will never want them to get away. I would love my kids so much for that. I take care of my kids by myself. So I want my child to get, I want the police officers and them to be sued by us because that is too much. I cannot handle that situation because every day I keep crying, I keep thinking of that. And my child to get justice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. They have to be held accountable for their actions. And did you guys hear anything about them being disciplined at all for what happened? Were they disciplined in any way for what they did?
Yeah.
No? Yeah, chances are they're not. Chances are they're not going to be disciplined because, like you said before, they are the law, so
Yeah.
they feel entitled to be able to
Yeah.
to do whatever they feel like doing.
They walk away everything, but this shit, I don't want them to walk away.
Yeah, but let me hear Malencia's final thoughts before we get ready to wind down. Yes, your final thoughts, and thank you so much for being here.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking your time to hear our story.
Yeah, yeah. So your final thoughts, you hope he gets better and he gets the funding that he needs to pursue
Yes.
the cases?
Well, my main concern right now is that he just feels physically better because I'm the one who's with him. So I'm the one who really is feeling his pain because
Yes.
I'm the one who knows when his shoulder is hurting or, when he forgot that he has his injuries and he pulls the door and then he feels it, in his hand or so that's one of my main concerns. And the other concern, of course, is to get justice for him because as his mom stated, it's something that's the norm in Dominica and it needs to be stopped, As to the officers getting any form of punishment or whatever, I haven't heard of anything. And I actually saw one of the officers still at work Um, Yesterday, I believe, day before yesterday, they were doing some kind of training drill or whatnot, close to my job. So they're still, once he's home nursing his injuries, they're still at work making their money, living their lives, and it's not fair.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you. I want to thank Maccane Pacquette. Thank you for being here to tell us about this very unfortunate incident. And again, I want to thank you for joining us here on Push Past 10 as we continue to figure out ways to advance the life of Dominican and Caribbean people at home and abroad, but also stand up and speak out when we realize that an injustice has been inflicted on one of our brothers and sisters. Adesima, you wanted to add any final thing before we leave?
I want to tell you thank you for trying to assist us with the help, and may God bless you always.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Yes, so
Yeah.
guys, don't forget to follow Push Past 10 for more of our programming. We are very grateful for the over 350 people who followed us in the last couple of days. Again, we are grateful for that video that went viral to 1 million views. And now we've reached about 1,400,000 something people around the world. So we will continue to grow. We will continue to grow. And we hope that we can be talking more about the positive and wonderful things that makes up us as Caribbean people and our Caribbean region. But again, we will always be sure to speak out when something is not quite right with folks at home. So I want to thank everyone who joined us on the Facebook Live. Garth, DJ Timeless, Regis, thank you for being here. Mohammed, Roslyn Bess, Helen Francis, Martha Laura, great interview. Thank you for that. Gareth Brooks, Kems, Can't Be Touched, Hector, and Anthony Simon says, Doctor, I was by Antigua immigration I was stopped by Antigua immigration from going through customs because I was wearing camouflage pair of pants and had to change before going to Dominica. This happened in May of this year. So again, guys, thank you for being here. Don't forget to share, and make a donation so that Maccane can pursue the criminal case. He can be represented for the criminal case, and he can also pursue the civil case because we need to stand up. We need to show the Dominica Police Force that we're not just going to simply tolerate this behavior and accept it. We have to stand up and show that this particular behavior will never be acceptable in Dominica. So again, I am Simone Matthew. Don't forget to follow Push Past 10, and thank you so much for your ongoing support. So that with that, we say good evening. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to share this important video. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. Until next time, take care.